Hello, everyone. It's indeed inspiring to see you back again. And this is Linux Fundamentals series. And today we are going to discuss on the part of Linux file system. That is what we are going to discuss. So let us start with the Linux file system, what exactly it is. From a couple of days, we are already learning and we are already exploring on Linux concepts. So today, let's explore on this particular concept, that is Linux file system. So any operating system, if you see, needs to have a file system, because without a file system, the operating system may not be able to work. I should say not may, but it won't be able to work without an operating system. So in case of Linux file system structure, so we should know that whenever we are talking about a file system or file system structure, so in that particular case, the structure is having a hierarchical format, because it's like a tree. Like for example, the parent folder is there, and then parent folder has got child folders. So that is how it is. So Linux uses a hierarchical directory structure, also called as tree-like structure, starting from the root directory, and the root directory is named as slash. So that is how the Linux hierarchy of file system starts, and everything includes devices, files, directories is under this root. So the slash is called as root. Understand this. Here, many a times there is a confusion that there is a user also, which is called as root, and in this particular case also, you can see that the user is hmm. So in this particular case also, if you see that the user is again named as root. So slash is also root, and the user is also named as root. So let us not get confused. Why this is called as root directory? The reason is because it is the topmost directory. It is the parent directory. That's the reason why it is called as root directory. And the user is root because it is the super user or super admin user. That's why it is called as root user. So that is the reason like why this directory is also called as root. And in fact, the slash user, like the user is also called as root. So now I think there's a clarity between the slash directory, which is called as root directory because it is the topmost directory, and the user root because it is the super admin and the name is given as root. That's why it's called as root. So here you can see slash is there, slash bin, slash boot, slash dev, slash etc, slash home, slash lib64, slash media, slash mnt, slash opt, slash proc, slash root. So this is home directory for the root user. Okay. So then slash run, slash sbin, slash srv, slash sis, tmp, slash user, slash var. So these are the important directories, key directories in Linux file system. So as we have discussed, slash is the root directory. Then we have slash bin. It has got essential binaries, executable files needed for the file system startup repair. So here we have already started this machine, and parallelly I'll keep on showing you that about that particular directory. So I'll show you that as well. So let it get started and let me log in. It is still in starting process. So let us go back. So slash bin is there. Essential binary executable files needed for system startup and repair. So that is under slash bin. Slash boot is there. Bootloader files like kernel, VM, liners, grub. So whenever the system is getting started, so that also requires some files, because without some files, the system cannot start. So those files are getting loaded from here. So slash boot. So the name is bootloader files of like kernel. So kernel is something which gets started initially. So grub, if you see, like shell we have, bash shell we have, or cmd in windows we have shells. Okay, similar way grub also comes up with a shell where without operating system also you can operate with the system. So that those are the bootloader files which get loaded or started from this particular directory slash boot. Let us go back and see it is still starting. So next one is slash dev. So this is devices. So hard drives, dev sd, usb, dev sdb. So understand that. let's say I'll give you an example. Let's say you insert a pen drive, so that pen drive needs to get mounted somewhere. Now what is the word mounted? Mounted means it should be accessible from some area. So which will be that area? So that area will be a directory, and which is called as slash dev. So from slash dev we get the devices. Now these devices could be hard drives, also these devices could be these devices could be the pen drives as well, so both can be there. So let me go back and now let us log in. So I had created more users, one more user with my name as well, but I'm logging in with the help of Indeed user, Indeed inspiring user. And let us start to understand from the very beginning, that is the root directory, topmost directory, which is named as slash. So we'll start from there and then we'll continue. Okay, so under that we'll be able to see all of them. So one by one we'll try to get into them, and we'll try to just see and observe, because that is what at this particular point of time is the task to understand. Okay, and yeah, so let's start this one and let us try to understand like how this actually works. So now PWD, where am I? So I'm inside slash home slash Indeed inspiring. So I'll go to CD slash. So now do ls. So you can see bin is there, CD-ROM, home, lib user is merged, mnt root, sbin user is merged, then swap user, bin user is merged, then dev, lib, lost found, opt, run, then snap, sys, var, boot, etc, lib64, media, proc, sbin, srv. So all of them we are able to see here, right? So when you're not very much familiar with Linux file system, then just go through them and read them. That's it. Okay. Gradually you'll be able to remember. You'll be able to understand and remember them. Now let us one by one explore. So what we can do is we can start from here. Yeah, so let's go to bin and try to see what is there inside bin. So cd bin, and inside bin, if I do ls, so you can see that all of these are the options which are present inside the bin. So these are the those particular files which help when the system is getting started, we want to repair the system. So at all those time, these particular scripts, I'll call them as scripts, they help us to repair the system, to make the system run properly. So those scripts are present over here. Now, the next one we were exploring was dev. So slash dev cd slash dev, enter. So now do ls. So here if you see that here also some files we are able to see, and whatever mounting is done, so here only the mounting will be done inside it. Okay, whether it is for temporary device or whether it is for a permanent hard disk kind of thing. So cd slash dev is the folder. Then we have etc. So if you see cd, and we have cd, then slash etc, enter. So cd slash etc, inside it we'll be able to see that a lot of configuration files are there. Okay, so for example, you can see sensor3.conf, regel.conf, rsyslog.conf. So a lot of conf files are there. And if I install some software over here, even that software's folder gets created. And for that particular software also, its conf file is inside it. Okay, so whatever software I will install, that software's folder will get created, and that software's configuration files will be there inside that particular folder. So this is the importance of this particular uh, folder, that is slash etc. It contains all the configuration files, which is slash etc. Then slash home is there. Now let's go to slash home. So when we go to slash home, it will show us all the users, because it contains all the directories of the users which are available. Now for Indeed inspiring and for Kushal we are able to see, and we have a directory called as root directory. So under slash you can see we have a root directory, this one. So in total, three directories related to users are there. One is root, and two are inside slash home. So root directory is under slash, and all other users directory, they are present inside. You can see slash home. Now it is also optional, like when a user is getting created, it is optional whether that user will have a directory or not. It is an optional thing, it's not compulsory. So but indeed inspiring and crucial user basically chose to have a directory, that's why we are able to see the directories over here. Then we have essential shared libraries under lib and lib64. So pwd, if you see, I'm inside slash and do ls, so you can see some lib64. So here, so they are in light blue color. So if I do ls hyphen l and enter, so in that particular case you can see they are links. So here you can see lib user lib and lib64 user lib64. So they are links from these two particular places. Okay. And originally they're folder, like lib and lib64 originally are folders only, but here they're present as a link, and that's why we are able to see them as light blue color. Okay, but they will function exactly the way they should function. That is how only they will work and they will function. So this is the lib folder where all the essential libraries are present. Then we have slash media mount point for external devices. So that is another mount point. So it's so cd. So we have let's have cd slash media media. Okay, so okay, fine. Cd space dot dot. So here you can see that this is the media folder, and inside it we can have the devices like we can have USBs, DVDs, okay, where possibly media is present. Now, next point is MNT. MNT is temporary mount point manually mounted file system. So that's the example of yeah. So MNT is if you see that it is, yeah, just a second. I should, let me just check on the, yeah. So let me just check on the YouTube live. So I think it got stuck due to something. Uh, okay. Yeah, yeah, it's going on. Fine, fine. So let me share the screen back again. Okay. So we were discussing the MNT. So MNT is temporary mount point. So where for temporary period mount can be done. Okay, for some uh, a file system. Now, then OPT is optional third-party software. So OPT is optional third-party software. So when you want to install the third-party software at that point of time, you can make use of OPT. Okay. For example, you download something, and after downloading something, you can extract it and install it. So that basically happens with the help of OTP, OPT. So that's a folder. So here, if you see, cd dot dot and ls slash opt. So this is the okay, ls slash opt. So here you see that this is the folder. Okay, cd slash opt. Nothing is there inside it. Okay, pwd. Here you can see that it is slash opt, but nothing is there inside it. It is an empty folder. The purpose is that whenever you want to install some third-party softwares, you can install them here. Okay, that is the purpose of this particular software, this particular directory. Now, the next thing we have is proc. So virtual file system that shows kernel processes information. So it's a virtual file system that shows kernel and process information like CPU, memory. It shows those things. Then slash root is there. That is home directory for the root user. Then we have slash run. That is runtime data used by system processes slash run. Like bin, we have one sbin also, which is having system binaries like fsck shutdown. So it is used by root or admin user, those particular binaries. Srv has got data flow, data for service like web ftp servers, and sys is interface to kernel like proc. That is the benefit of that directory. TMP is temporary files. It is cleared on reboot. So that gets cleared. Then we have slash user, which is user installed softwares and libraries. So many things you will find under slash USR. Then slash var is there. So which is variable data like logs. So slash var has got a lot of other variables also, but on a serious note, it has got var log, where you can just go and you can run tail commands, just explore the logs and try to check that how logs are actually helping you out, how logs are helping you out in terms of debugging, in terms of finding the reasons of if something has happened, then why that particular thing has happened. So that's the purpose of this var folder where logs are present. Now, visual representation, you can see that how slash comes on top, and after that all of the directories they come. Okay, some of the useful commands are basically cd to navigate. So cd slash etc, ls slash, which is to list, ls slash home, so listing the content inside home directory. Then check disk usage, df hyphen h is the check disk usage. Then mount grep, so see mounted devices. View system log files, so cd var log ls. See unprocessed, so see running process information. So cat proc CPU info. So that is for running process information we have. Then next, why this is important? Because for any system, okay, let it be Windows or let it be Linux, let it be any system. So we need to have the data and the I'll say majorly the data and other entities organized. So to maintain that organized structure, we need the file system. So it helps in maintain order and consistency across all Linux distribution. That is another thing, that you are also using Linux, I'm also using Linux, so we need to have a standard system. So this structure also provides a standard system, then makes it clear for system administrators and developers to find what they need, and ensure software compatibility across distributors like Ubuntu, Debian, Red Hat, etc. So let's summarize it over here. These are the parts. This is the purpose, and you can see what is the purpose of bin has been: essential command and laws, tools, etc, configuration files, host, next file, logs, mails. Here you can see, and then TMP, temporary files, dev proxies, system and hardware interfaces. Okay, so this was a brief about Linux file system, and now what you can do is you can go to a shell and you can try. What else you can try is you can log in into different users and then try to enter into some file, some folder or directory, change the permissions. Okay, watch the video where the users and group description is given. It was the previous video than this one. Then you'll be able to understand that if you log in using any other user also, then also you'll be able to access certain things because the permissions or privileges have been given. And uh, yeah, and then finally, we should understand that this file system is helping us to run all the operations in a successful manner. Okay, so I think this much is good. I would ask you to read about different types of file systems now. Like we have FAT file system, ext. A lot of generations are there, ext 2, 3, such generations are there. So read more about it, and possibly I may come up with such a tool or such a language which basically will explain about all these different types of file systems. So that's it. Let me now shut down and wish you a best day today. Thank you very much for attending this session. Thank you.